I'm pretty excited. We are going through a lock, and it's been a long time since I've actually gone through a lock, and it's also Kelly's first time going through a lock. Now, this one's not really that big of a one. It's only like a 5-foot drop or something like that. There's a few of them that I used to do years ago on a little waterway that goes from northeast Mississippi all the way down through Alabama to Mobile, Alabama. That there were 13 of them, and those were usually like 30 to 50 feet, somewhere in that range. This one's a tiny lock, but it's still fun to go through them and see all of it happen, and plus it's going to be fun to do it with Kelly for the first time. So Kelly says this is the oldest continuously operating lock in the United States, apparently. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to be going through it here shortly.
The lock's open and we're heading in. This is my first lock, so let's see how this goes.
You're good now. We're good now. We're at a good angle.
What?
I said we're at a good angle now.
I grew. Finally have my growth spurt. So tall.
I'm so proud of you today. We were just talking about how we're very glad that we're not at the very front where they're releasing the water, because the poor boat that's up there is just getting rocked, getting decimated. They're all over the place, and we're just kind of hanging out. It's not so bad. Just chilling. We're just on our way up. I was actually surprised. I thought it was only going to be like 5 feet, but it's almost probably 10 feet that we're going to have gone up. So we got a pretty good elevation. Kelly's doing a great job back there. I got to do my job now. Bye. Got all this nasty junk in the water that gets stirred up. All that foaminess. We are now at elevation. You can see just past the walls, there's the water level on the other side, and we're now pretty much right there. It's a pretty unique experience going through a lock. I'm glad Kelly got to do her first one. The lock masters are always like super nice. The one that we had here was really nice. Unfortunately, he's also the guy that runs the drawbridge that we just about have to go through, or we're going to go through in a second. So once he's done back there, he's got to run up to take care of the bridge. I don't know what that was, but don't think it was at us. But they're always really nice people. Not to distract you too much, but how you doing up here, Captain?
I'm not going to look at you because I need to be looking at the water.
That's
the
all right.
Dismal Swamp Canal is treacherous. This is like the most shallow water we've been in so far, but it's supposed to be deep enough, and I haven't seen any readings that are too shallow, but there's a lot of wood sticking up in here, like old trees, old logs. And I'm really glad we did whitewater kayaking because I'm pretty good at spotting wood, even like little pieces of sticking up. But while I was avoiding some piece of wood, there was something else completely submerged under the water while I was in the middle of the canal, and the boat went like this and it went like that. It was horrifying. And the depth finder, the depth sounder, never said we were in too shallow water. I think we were in like 9 feet of water, and we still hit some type of log that made us go up and over. So that was weird, crazy, and definitely made my stomach drop a lot. Not just a little, a lot. That was something that couldn't have been seen or avoided. So I'll be glad when we get out of here.
You've been doing fine. It's definitely a tight space.
I'm ready for my tea.
According to our waterway guide, there's like a farmer or somebody that owns property on the side of the river that has a bridge they can just slide into place across the canal. So just like, I don't know exactly what they need it for, but according to that, sometimes you'll just be coming down the canal and all of a sudden there's a bridge in the way. You just gotta sit tight until the guy moves it out of the way. But I can understand it for a road. It's just a little unique that he would have the ability to just launch his own bridge across. It's a big steel structure too. It's a pretty substantial bridge. So I don't know. That's neat. Different. We made it safely to the Dismal Swamp State Park. They have a nice little dock for us to tie up to. And there was no space at all for us, but fortunately there was another boat that slid a little bit forward so we could fit. And as we were sliding into our spot, we ran into that tree there and just ran the mast right through the tree, and now it just did a little fall decoration on the boat. So we got to do a little leaf cleanup and get that off of there, but no harm, no foul.
I didn't pack a rake.
Yeah, it's true.
Or a leaf blower.
No leaf bags or any of that stuff, so.
I don't even think we have a glue.
Oh, I don't think so either. I was wondering if we did, but have to do it by hand.
We'll get leaf marks all over your freshly washed boat.
Yeah, I just got her cleaned up.
Alright.
It's all right. We've made it to the Dismal Swamp State Park, and they have like a public dock where you can just dock and spend the night, so we were spending the night there. And little tip for any cruisers that come through, if you stop by the visitor center, that's actually the, I guess, welcome center for the highway. They have like some discount codes for some marinas down in Albemarle Sound. So if you're southbound on the free discount codes, 48 hours at some participating marinas all throughout the area. Haven't checked out which ones they are, but definitely gonna look into it, because why not get free stay in a marina where you can provision and everything else? That's pretty nice. So there was that, and right now we're just out for a nice little hike. It's a beautiful area. The canal, very, very tight to navigate. It is definitely much warmer than it was a little ways further north. I'm wearing shorts right now. I have a long sleeve shirt on, and Kelly actually stripped down from a heavy sweater to a lighter sweater. I keep looking over that way because Kelly's not standing inside of the little yeah. There's
Nest City.
wasp nests all over the place, and then there's some bug here. I don't know what it is, but it's very, very vicious looking. But it's definitely a pretty spot. Oh yeah, she's got her EpiPen.
My new fashions.
Yeah, she's got, as you can see, she's got a little purse for her EpiPen that she's carrying around just in case we run into any issues.
It's all the rage in Paris right now. You take your purse strap, you take it off, you attach it to your waterproof Nalgene that has your Benadryl and your EpiPens.
That's it. Safety first, people.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting stretching out our legs, getting a hike in before we head back, and this has been a well worthwhile detour. I'd have to say we are enjoying it. The nature sounds are beautiful. I don't know if you can hear the highway across the way, but we're not that far from civilization. But it's definitely pretty.
The free.
Oh yeah.
Free Halloween candy's not so bad either.
Yeah, we also in the welcome center for the highway, they had Halloween candy because it is Halloween, so we got some candy. Mine's a pumpkin. Hers is a ghost. And then I also got a hat because I've been wanting a hat. So I got myself a nice Dismal Swamp hat, representing. We're gonna go for a hike. Park has a few installations just kind of sprinkled throughout the trails, and this one back here is a moonshine setup, and it's actually just it's kind of a replica of what a moonshine setup would have been like, but it walks you through the process of how it was made and then gives a little bit of history of moonshining in the Dismal Swamp area, which I guess used to be a thing back during Prohibition. So you can kind of see the size of it. Kelly was back there a second ago. That's your scale. She's gonna run back there real quick. Pretty good size boiler over there. Yep. Pretty good size. Neat stuff over here. We both agree we picked a better trail the second time. We asked the park ranger what his recommendation was on a trail, and it was kind of underwhelming. It wasn't like we're in a swamp. We want to go walk through the swamp and all that. and it wasn't quite that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if it were summertime and there were a whole bunch of mosquitoes, his recommendation is probably the better one.
Probably true.
And supposedly, we didn't see anything, I wasn't looking for it, but there's supposed to be like some old distillery moonshine still stuff hiding in the woods out there, but I didn't see anything, so that's kind of cool, but this is prettier. I don't really care about the old stuff right now.
No.
And it's not mosquito season.
Makes it much nicer since we are in a swamp, but it's very pretty walking through here. Nice
But there
boardwalk.
are still mosquitoes. I've already snatched a few out of the air.
Yeah, and less sand in our shoes, which is very nice.
My shoes are fine. I wear appropriate footwear.
Mine are fine. We're walking along our little boardwalk trail, and we noticed this tree that fell over. Back here behind me is where the root ball is, and it fell over and it's running that way, and now all these little trees are actually growing up out of it, which is kind of cool. I think it's a holly tree. Looking at the leaves, it kind of looks like a holly tree, but I've never seen that and there's not one, it's 15 different trees where it's growing up out of the old tree, using the old root structure, I assume. I've never seen that before. That's pretty neat. If you know anything about that, put it in the comments. Let us know what's going on there, because that's kind of cool. Is that like all trees can do that, or just specific kinds? 'Cause that's pretty fascinating.